I'm going to start out with an update just to uh, on the previous reading, and in the reading I believe that it was alien from of alien origin. Okay, well the monolith has disappeared from the remote southeast Utah desert. So what I'm hearing is that the Navy came and snatched it. The government doesn't come and snatch something like this unless it's made of a strange metal. It has an unusual construction. It's giving off radio signals or messages. Another thing I would notice, look at this rock over here. This looks like sort of a lizard face or a turtle face. And look at this rock. This looks like a scream. Anyway, just interesting. We'll check on this, on who took the monolith, at the end of this reading. So what we're going to cover today is Princess Diana might still be alive if it wasn't for the Martin Bashir interview, says TV host Richard Medley. Well, that's interesting. Okay, and her brother Earl Spencer is kicking up a fuss right now. All right, Panorama reporter Martin Bashir told Princess Diana the security services were planning to kill her. Okay, and that's how he got the interview. Now he had this this artist guy make up fake bank statements. Mr. Morton suggests BBC reporter had shown Diana a bank statement linked to the security forces when he made reference to the apparent threat to her life. So he told her that the palace, through the security services, was planning to kill her, and then he showed her false documentation ginned up by, a graphic artist that as proof. Okay, he provided proof. Well, this is the graphic artist. This is what he looked like when he was young. This is what he looks like now. He made a statement to the press. My name is Matthew Wessler, and I worked for the BBC News and Current Affairs as a graphic designer. Okay, reconstructing documents was not unusual, as I'd previously been asked to reconstruct documents for the use of filming on Panorama. Mr. Bashir, Martin Bashir, the famous interviewer, visited my home and briefed me in person exactly what these documents were to contain. He then left me to complete the job alone. I set up the layout for the documents in his presence, following his explicit instructions. The job took me from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. the next morning. Oh, he likes to work at night. On completing these documents, a BBC driver in a car took an envelope addressed to Mr. Bashir from my house to Terminal 2 at Heathrow Airport. He was paid $250. What are some of the crafty, terrible things that Bashir, some of the lies that Bashir told Diana? Shocking detail. The Panorama interview has been revealed by the man who says he forged documents that reeled her in. Okay, so Diana probably would not have done the interview without, being whipped into a terrified frenzy by Martin Bashir, and this backed up with fake documents. Graphic designer Matt Weissler revealed the BBC has never interviewed him about his role in the scandal, and he insisted he's glad they're probing it. Experts suggest the BBC and interview Martin Bashir could even face a criminal probe. Okay, so Diana's brother is pushing for this, Earl Spencer. At the heart of it is Weissler, now 58. He was a BBC freelancer. He was paid £250 to draft bogus bank statements for Bashir. The printouts detailed transactions from an employee of Di's brother, Earl Spencer. They suggested payments received for stories. No. They suggested this is like hit money. Okay, they're paying security people to do a hit, and that's the bank statements that he would have ginned up. Mr. Weissler, who blew the whistle, said, I haven't made a Okay, let's get right to the point here. Yesterday, it was claimed by Earl Spencer that Bashir also invented a string of wild stories to get Di on his side. Bashir allegedly said, 1. Diana's mail was being opened, her car was being tracked, and her phone was being tapped. I actually believe her car was being tracked and her phone was being tapped. Her mail might also have been being opened. That's not beyond the possibility, because I'm sure they do all that. Prince Charles was in love with royal nanny Tiggy Leg Bork. Okay, so not only with Camilla, which she already knew about, now he's, screwing around with the nanny. And she's probably young and silly and smiles a lot and has an empty head, perfect to screw around with if you're married. Okay, Prince Edward was being treated for AIDS, and the Queen was a comfort eater with heart problems. Prince William wore a watch with a listening device so Charles could spy on Diana. All right. And the bank forgeries are said to have been Bashir's opening gambit with Spencer. So a lot of allegations. Bashir really just made this entire bunch of false claims to really get Diana right where he wanted her. And now we also have Prince William tentatively welcoming this new inquiry into BBC's Diana interview. I don't think that the crown is on this side. I'm shocked that Harry has not come out strongly in favor of this. I think this is a testimony to how much Meghan is controlling Harry, that he's not coming out strongly in favor of this inquiry. Okay, but the palace and William, I don't see them really wanting this inquiry, because it can only turn out badly for the palace. They just prefer everybody just be quiet.
Good day, YouTubers. Welcome back to my channel. Time for a spot of royalty. Would Diana still be alive if not for the Martin Bashir interview? Because, I mean, he really did a number on her. He really tricked her. He told them the security services were paid to kill her. He showed her fake bank statements, which would probably have been the money to pay for the hits. I mean, just crazy. He told her all kinds of lies and, just really manipulated her in every possible way. I mean, this guy, Bashir, he's a perfect example of someone who will do anything to get to the top. And it catapulted him to the top. But did that cost Diana her life? So would Diana still be alive if not for this Martin Bashir interview? Was she removed because of this interview? Because I believe Diana was killed. That was not a natural death. These were set up circumstances. There's way too many weird things about it. And I think she was alive when they pulled her out of the car, and they stopped for like an hour or an hour and a half and just waited for her to die. That's how cold-hearted they were. So would she still be alive if not for this BBC interview? Well, we have a yes, which could mean yes. Would Diana still be alive if not for this BBC interview? Butterfly is probably her spirit flying away. Let's just read it. Yes could mean yes, she could still be alive. It also means like key events and circumstances. Hamster wheel. This is a trip, a long trip. There's a lot of key circumstances. Okay, hamster wheel is the work card. It's a long trip. It's the, if you're going to stay together forever, well, that's the cross card. But taking a long trip together is the 10 clubs. You could have cross and 10 clubs. Both very heavy cards, but really sticking together over the long term. So because of many events over a long period of time and messages about these events, 5 spades led to her end. There were so many things. It wasn't just this one thing. It was so many things, and her revealing these things. Mustard seed is messages. It was many things. And she was killed at a crossroads. She was killed in a tunnel while driving. Crossroads is a good driving card. and her spirit flew away. Handcuffs, scapegoat, angel and scapegoat, and no and player. And so bookended, you have two jacks. Jacks are young, jacks are immature. And then you have the 8 spades and the 9 spades. Full stop and cast out, get rid of her. Committed to getting rid of this angel. You know, and she was definitely made into a martyr after her death. I think the press on her was not always wonderful. I think they were critical of Diana. They were not always nice to Diana before her death. But then after her death, upon her death, it was just all superlatives. I mean, she was made kind of a martyr. So removing the angel, the martyr, Diana, committed to removing this person with the good image. No and player. Stop this play. Put a stop to this. Let's see, 22, 31, 39, 41, Jack of Hearts. 41 is Jack of Hearts. So it wasn't just this BBC interview. It was a whole mess of things that led to her being removed. Let's look at Charles and Diana immediately following this interview, the airing of this interview. You know, I want to see if Diana was like very vengeful. I want to see how upset Charles was. You know, is there like murder on his mind? I mean, how upset is Charles right after this? So let's look at Charles and Diana. Charles, Diana. What do we have going on here? Diana telling the whole world about the circumstances. 28 7 spades. The secrets and the circumstances. She is just blasting him out to the whole world. This is triangulating. Okay, this is very common in relationships. One party will tell everyone else bad things about the other and get the whole world to attack the other party. That's what she's doing. She's telling the whole world about the secrets in the foundation. This is the tell-all. This Martin Bashir interview is the tell-all. Okay, and that's what's on her mind. What's going on with Charles? Breaking the marriage and being alone. He just doesn't want to be with her anymore. He's officially married, but he wants out. He really wants out of this marriage. He wants to be alone. Leave me alone. The high tower is the leave me alone card. 11, 13, 4 hearts. He wants out of this marriage and her association with him. He wants to break her association with him. It doesn't say murder here. It says he doesn't want any part of this marriage anymore. Fox, a clever plan to cut this off, to hurt her. Or it could be her clever plan to hurt him. 12, 13, 4 hearts in the family. So I'm not seeing murder in these cards. I'm not seeing vengeance in these cards. I'm seeing Diana blasting him out to the whole world. I'm seeing Charles just wants to run away and hide under a rock because she completely destroyed his reputation. So we have William tentatively welcoming the BBC inquiry. Okay, and I can definitely see that. And I think it's a good idea for him to come out and say that. We have silence from Harry. And boy, oh boy, he's had a lot of time to come out and say something about it. He really has. Why hasn't he said anything? And I just think he's controlled by Meghan to the point that it's just to the point of absolute ridiculousness that he's not himself. Okay, but I don't see the royal family being behind this inquiry. is the royal family, okay, and William is the royal family. Harry's not really the royal family anymore. So Harry can go running, shooting his mouth off and saying how much he wants this investigated, and it's just another thing to piss off the royals. But William's not going to do that. So is the royal family actually behind this inquiry? Because I don't think they are. So on the surface, they want what's best for everybody. Very sweet face, the spine. They want to know the real truth, and they're really giving the best impression. 3 clubs. On the surface, they do want this to go ahead. So the only press we're going to hear from the royal family is absolutely, we want to know the truth. Okay, but I think it can hurt them. Working together with everybody, taking direct action to keep this buried in the coffin, taking direct action. The man wants it buried. They are taking direct action to bury it, working everything together to bury the truth. And the ruler and the roadblock, they want this. They don't want this to happen. So they're telling us they're playing a double game. They're telling us they want it. They want to know the truth. They want everybody to know the truth, but they really don't want any of this revealed. And they're working very hard behind the scenes to keep this out of the news and to bury it. And it's not very visible. Okay, it's not front page news. It's back page news. It's middle. It's middle of the paper news. Okay, now I just have to ask about the monolith because I find that very interesting. So the monolith has disappeared as of last Saturday, and I'm hearing that the U.S. Navy took it. So who took the monolith? Or let's just ask, did the Navy, did the Navy take the monolith? Because we might get some water carts, we might get some hearts in there. So did the Navy take the monolith? Because that's the government. Well, there's a heart. Look at that. Did the Navy take the monolith? Okay, many people working together, and they reacted to the circumstances. 11 and 3, 14, they reacted to this. So there was a lot of concern about this. A lot of people are working together to snatch this monolith away. Okay, to hide it so more people can't look at it. Because a lot of people were going up there. They're like, I know that spot, and I think it was posted on the web where it was, so people going up there, taking pictures of themselves standing next to it, standing on top of it, all kinds of crazy pictures. The crazier the picture, the better. And if it's like an alien metal, if it's made of weird construction, if it's humming or something, people are going to notice that. It's becoming a tourist attraction. And maybe the government doesn't want people to know that. So underneath, it's a disaster. It really complicates everything. 8 diamonds is everything material. Really complicates everything. Big disaster. Finger of God and lovers. It's in everybody's best interest just to reach down and snatch it away. Let's add this up. 22, 39. 39, 10 clubs. In the long term, it's best just to take it away. So I asked, did the Navy take it away? I'm not seeing a lot of water cards. It's not the Navy in particular. I'm not seeing the official government card. But someone underneath the surface, they decided that this just creates too many weird questions. And it's in, let's just take it out of there. Let's just reach down and snatch it away. So I believe the government took it away. And if the government took it away, then let's just ask the sticks. Yes, no, yes, no. Did the government come and snatch the monolith away? Is it the government? Yeah, that's a very clear yes. The government came and snatched the monolith away. So seeing as the government came and snatched the monolith away, I think this pretty much confirms it is of alien origin, which is really peculiar. And there's another one that showed up, I think, in another country in Europe, a very unusual country, the one where the gypsies are from, like Romania or Bulgaria. It's either Bulgaria or Romania. Oh, I wish I'd put that up there, the article, because that's interesting as well. So if they're cropping up different places, well, isn't that interesting? Okay, let's review what we have here. Would Diana still be alive? Was this the Bashir interview? Was this the last straw, the straw that broke the camel's back? No, it was a whole bunch of things. That was not the only thing. It was a whole bunch of things, and it was the revealing of everything, just the whole life. It was just a complete. It was a burn book. She just revealed all kinds of secrets in the palace, and that was really unacceptable. And they needed to. It wasn't just that one thing. Well, so in that interview, she did reveal all those things, and of course, she's going to do this in the future as well. I don't think it was just this interview, but it's the fact that Diana was now burning the royals. She turned on the royals. And the Bashir interview was clearly an indication of that. So what's going on with Diana and Charles? So Diana is blasting out the royals to the whole world. And that's exactly what they don't want. That's exactly what Meghan is doing. And they really don't like this. And Harry is along for the ride. And he's the idiot following along. He should not do that. Charles just wanted out of the relationship. And we have some very clever people taking sharp action here. But we don't have any of the murder cards. And I did a previous reading on it. You can look it up. I could also link it. And I believe that Diana was murdered. I think it was intentional. Okay, is the royal family really welcoming the BBC inquiry into this interview? On the surface, absolutely, 100%. You're not going to hear anything different. Underneath, they're doing everything they can to squash this. Okay, and then we have the monolith. I said, did the Navy take it? Well, lots of people involved in taking this. And yeah, so this 10 spades is interesting. Everything changes with the 10 spades. Everything. So it's in everybody's best interest. They're like locking you down for this, you could get a sniffle or a tickly throat, locking the whole world down because you could get a sniffle or a tickly throat, and somebody somewhere might actually die from this. So that's kind of what this is showing. We're not ready. The children are not ready to see this, and so they just came and snatched it away. So to cut off more questions and more, tourism to that spot. So, yeah, I'm kind of torn. The sticks did say yes, the government did take it away. So it's the government who did this. I'm kind of torn with this. This could actually be a yes. This could be the straw that broke the camel's back. But what it is that caused Diana's death is the fact that she was revealing everything. She was revealing everything, and that's what really did it. And the Bashir interview is her, she is revealing everything. So you could argue that's definitely the first step of revealing everything. And maybe she had a book, planned. Because if you really want to reveal everything, just write a book. So that's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, The Magi Method. Find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Many thanks to the generous folks who bought me a cup of tea. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe.